Get very specific about what you did to your victim, not "I'm sorry if I hurt you," but "I came into your room at 5 in the morning and I pulled your underpants down against your will." The apology is a letter I wrote to myself from my father, apologizing for the sexual and physical abuse he inflicted on me as a child. I've been waiting for an apology my whole life, and I thought rather than continuing to wait, I would write what I needed to hear, what I needed to know, what I needed to feel. And I think one of the wonderful things about this book, as painful as it was, is I began to see how my father started out as this gentle, tender boy, and through the process of what his family did to him in terms of expectations and cutting off his own heart and cutting off his humanity, and then what the society did to him, he became a person capable. That does not ever justify his behavior. I think there are 4 steps to an apology. The first step is that you look into your own history to find out what are the ingredients that went into making you a kind of man capable of violence. The second is that you do a detailed accounting where you get very specific about what you did to your victim, not "I'm sorry if I hurt you," but "I came into your room at 5 in the morning and I pulled your underpants down against your will." Liberation is in the details for you and for your victim. And then the third thing is to sit with the consequences of what you've done, to really open yourself to feel what your victim felt as you were doing what you were doing to her, and what are the long-term consequences of it. And then the 4th stage, of course, is taking responsibility for what you've done and making amends. All of this indicating you have gone through a thorough, deep, authentic process which would make it impossible for you to ever do anything like this again. So many men have been writing to me. Actually, people who have sexually abused and battered have been writing their apologies. And I really hope that this is the beginning of a real dialogue where men actually begin to look deep in their souls to say, why, how have I become a person who is capable of beating my wife? How have I become a person who's capable of harassing a woman at work, or raping my good friend, or drugging my good friend? What is going on, and what do I have to begin to do to change who I am as a man? There are women who have told me they've begun to use the same model of the book to write apologies to themselves when they couldn't get them from their own perpetrators. But please don't do it alone. Make sure you have support, a therapist, a clergy, a good friend who goes through this process with you, because it's a grueling process, but it's an incredibly liberating one. People need to be aware and not be in denial. If you see your child suddenly change behavior, if you see your child suddenly getting infections, if you see your child suddenly getting nightmares, if you see your child suddenly acting out for no explained or withdrawing, ask questions. Ask your child if they're being touched. Ask your child if something's happening to them. Don't be afraid to connect with your child on this level so that you can stop that behavior before it ruins their lives. I think I would say to the little girl inside me, you did nothing wrong. It wasn't your responsibility. It was your father, and you loved him dearly, and you wanted to please him because you loved him so much. And I forgive you, I release you, I free you to be alive, to be sexual, to be in this world, to be your full radiant self without apology and without fear.